when I was younger in Illinois. I was involuntarily committed outpatient. There was already a lot of mental health issues that I was dealing with, and like family issues and things. As a trans guy, it's so hard to be in the world already, and especially when you're at a younger age, it's really difficult. And in in a in a huge way, it made everything more unstable. And whenever I talk to people about my experiences, the biggest thing I usually want to get across is that this usually this is done in an effort to stabilize, right, in an effort to treat. And it, in my experience and talking to other people, always has the opposite effect because you're losing more control. I was only ever able to partake in any kind of therapeutic setting or group support setting once I was the person making the decision to go. And that's really the thing with involuntary outpatient commitment is it's the complete opposite. It's taking away all your power. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. My trust then uh, was non-existent because how can I trust somebody I'm being forced to see? It's kind of like being thrown in jail, and it's like, but you have to talk to your guards all the time about your innermost dark feelings. There's no trust there. You can only build trust on trust. I feel like I understand a lot more, and I have a lot of empathy, because as much as I felt out of control at that time of my life, I'm sure my parents felt an equal amount of loss of control, especially when you're thinking about they're trying to have the well-being of their child, in mind at all times. And like, what can I do? I think a lot of the time when parents are looking for that last ditch solution, they kind of go by what other people are saying instead of their own instincts. And I think a lot of parents, if they did rely on their own instincts, would understand that it's the last thing that their child needs, and the last thing that anybody needs. So if I was speaking to a legislator who was considering involuntary outpatient, I would want to share with them my own stories about how much damage it did for later on trying to access mental health care and not being able to trust providers. Um, and not even my own story, but all the stories I've heard from everyone else who has had similar experiences.